Don't. Okay, I need you to just lightly nudge it, okay? Just enough to get its health into the red, okay? Nod. The wild Furfro fainted. Frogadier was so in sync with Trainer Katie's wishes that it landed a critical hit. No! Hello YouTube! This is Chriz Maniac bringing you folks another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. And this battle is against my boy Godwin once again. And this is an RU battle. So looking at both of our teams, I didn't bring any RU Pokemon first of all. I just wanted to try out my NU Pokemon just to see how well they do versus an RU team. And it's not that different anyways, how like powerful the Pokemon are in both those tiers. Anyways, looking at Godwin's team, the threat in his team is of course Chatot. Chatot's always a threat. Chatot is a monster. And looking at that blue thing in Godwin's team, it's a Frogadier. And Frogadier really is a big threat to my team because it destroys all my Pokemon pretty much in one shot or in 2 hits. Like, I could Ice Beam my Torterra, like Surf my Flareon, and Dark Pulse my Rotom A. So the only Pokemon that I have to deal with it is Wartortle, and Wartortle can't even touch it. So that Frogadier is something that I'm gonna have to play around with, like, wisely, and to, like, knock it out. So my plan is to, like, just bring in my Chatot and bring in his Focus Sash intact, and then just Boom Burst it to death. Anyways, talking about Chatots, Godwin stays in his Chatot, goes for a Chatter, hoping I got confused, but I don't get confused, as Malv is a really good Pokemon, very well trained, breaks through it, Thunder Waves at Chatot, and Chatot is really crippled because a paralyzed Chatot that really can't do much. It's like Alakazam, if it's paralyzed then it's kind of useless, it's frail and slow, and frail and slow Pokemon aren't that good to use. Anyways, here comes Shauna Sheep. His Ampharos is not Mega, fortunately, obviously, because if it was Mega then it would be way too powerful for this tier. And I got hurt by Confusion once again. I wanted to burn it, but I guess I couldn't burn it. But he withdraws Shauna Sheep right here for some strange reason. I guess he's predicting my switch. And then comes the big threat of his team, Pod Gangsta. And yeah, I get out of there. And I bring in Leer, my Torterra, just thinking I could just get a Thunderbolt from that sheep thing. But stupidly, I overpredicted right here, and I stayed in with my Torterra, and my Torterra didn't do anything this match. Like, my Torterra just came back from Gen 5, and the first thing that it sees is an Ice Beam from this Frogadier, Gen 6 Pokemon. How rude! But yeah, the real rude person here is me, because I misused my Torterra so badly. I'm so sorry, Leer. So sorry. Anyways, I go for a Boom Burst, just destroy any Pokemon that comes in. And he knows that I'm Sash, so he gets out of there. So my Chatot defeats Godwin's Chatot, and I've been using Chatot ever since the earliest days of Gen 6 when they discovered that Boom Burst and Chatter has been buffed. And yeah, my Chatot's the OG Chatot. You don't mess with this guy, with Dissonancy, or girl rather. Anyways, it comes 100%, and it's named that way because Godwin told me that it's 100% tree, but it's not the tree, which is pretty funny. Anyways, he goes for the rock type move, and I bring in my Rotom just because I can take it. And I could just go for the burn on him if he chooses to go for the explosion or something. Actually, why would you go for the explosion on the Rotom, which is a ghost? That's pretty funny. Anyways, he uses something very worrying right here, which is Stealth Rocks. And I need my Focus Sash intact with my Chatot, so I can knock out Frogadier later on. So I really need to spin away these rocks with my Wartortle later on in the match, because my only chance of destroying his Frogadier without that thing sweeping my entire team is to get a spin-off with my Wartortle and Boom Burst that thing with my Chatot and knock it out. Anyways, I set up a Reflect because why not? Reflects are nice, and it just really brings down the options for your opponent because they can only use special attacks effectively. They can't really use physical attacks because physical attacks will hardly touch any Pokemon now. So in comes his Pod Gangsta, his Frogadier, and it's gonna be a real pain in the butt because I can't really do much versus this thing. And the only Pokemon that can wall it is Ripley, my Wartortle. And I hope I could get a Rapid Spin off right now. And he brings in Grovyle, his spin blocker. And I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to break through this thing so I can get a spin off. And I was thinking he might stay in, but he doesn't stay in. So I just stay in and go for the Toxic. And Dusknoir, that's Toxic. That's nice because Dusknoirs are really, really bulky. And it's gonna take a long time to like just wear them down. So I'm just gonna protect, stall this thing, and wait for it to die. And I need to get past this Dusknoir so I can get the spin off so my Chatot could boom burst his Frogadier. And I'm really fearing the Frogadier right now because that Frogadier could basically sweep my entire team if Ripley is at low enough health. And he really is doing his job of wearing down my Wartortle. So it is the war of the bulky Pokemon right now, and it's bulk all over the place right now. And the Mega Thunder wears off. I go for a Protect. He hurts himself more in that Toxic. So yeah, it's pretty exciting, this battle. So I finally get out of there with my Wartortle. I bring in my Mawile just so I can get Sucker Punch off in this guy, and I can force him out of probably. So he goes for a Thunder Punch. It does a sizable amount of damage considering I'm a Mawile, and Mawiles have a pretty good natural bulk. But anyways, he goes for a Shadow Sneak right here, which hurts me and takes my Mawile out. And I didn't go for the Sucker Punch here because I thought he would switch out, but I guess he was sacking off his Dusknoir at this point. But I've done my job of taking out that Dusknoir. I really need to get the Dusknoir out of the way, even though I sacrificed the Pokemon to get it out of the way. But now I can spin, but at the cost of I can't really spin actually because it could just set up Stealth Rocks again. But he goes for an Explosion right here, which hardly does any damage to me, but he again denies me the chance of spinning, and he brings me at low enough health at 61 HP. So I'm like, damn it, just give me a break, I need to spin! So I went for a Scald right there just so I could get him at low enough health so a burn could take him out. But now, it comes a Pokemon like an Oko Wartortle, and he goes for a Thunderbolt right here. I'm like, no, not my spinner! And Ripley goes down, and this battle is looking very bad for me because he just literally bring a Frogadier and win the match at this point. And the only Pokemon that can take Surf from a Frogadier is my specially defensive Flareon. And see, look at this Thunderbolt, it just only does like 25% to it. So I just go for the Wish, just seeing what he'll go for. And just to force this thing out, because that's pretty much the only thing I can do at this point. And I can't really touch the shape thing. I can Fire Fang it, but I could just only do chip damage to it. And comes this big threat of a Frogadier, Pod Gangsta, and I go for a Fire Fang, and it actually does pretty decent amount of damage to it for Fire Fang being a resisted move. It does like 20%, and I can just maybe try to deal as much damage to this thing as possible and possibly take it out. So he goes for a Surf. Here goes the moment of truth. Can I survive a Surf? And I do survive a Surf, which is great. And I'm like, come on, Vade, you can do this. Just stall this thing out with Wish Protects and Life or Recoil. You can do it. If I get past this dumb frog thing, I actually have a chance. My Chatot could just come in and boom burst everything, and hope to knock out that Shauna Sheep thing, the Ampharos, because Ampharos is still a big threat to my team. And it pretty much could take one hit from all my Pokemon and knock them out with a really powerful move. So, out of nowhere, his Frogadier pulls out the Taunt, and I'm like, damn, I can't stall this thing out anymore. I'm gonna have to, like, just take its hits now, and eventually die to this thing's, like, Surfs. And I'm forced to go for the Fire Fang right here. And I can't stall out this Frogadier's Life or Recoil and knock it out. So it's looking very bad for me at this point. I am hoping for a crit right here. Please a crit. Please a burn. I need to flinch. But it comes so close to knocking it out. I don't knock it out though. And that is too bad, because now this Frogadier is going to look like it's gonna destroy me. But at least it brought it at low enough health so that it could only get one hit off and before Life of Recoil takes it out. So my Flareon did his job, despite being taunted, despite being surfed, and being that super effective damage to it. My Flareon is just a fighter. I love Bane, it's so good. Anyways, it comes his physical wall of a dog, Elizabeth, and he goes for a return, just finishing Flareon off. And my Flareon has done his job of taking down that Frogadier, well, effectively taking it down. He didn't literally take it down, but I really took it out of the match, basically. So here comes this nasty. I know this thing's a physical wall, so I'm just gonna hit it with this really weak defensive, especially defensive side, with a very hard hitting Boom Burst. Drop the base and drop Elizabeth, but no, not drop Elizabeth because it still lives that. But this nasty still lives that return because Elizabeth is not not much of a physical attacker. Well, it is a physical attacker, but it doesn't hit really hard. Godwin says that he has like 252 HP and 252 defense, so that's not gonna hit really hard, and even Chatot can live that. Anyways, I'm Shauna Sheep, and I can only hope for Chatter hacks at this point to get that thing confused like what, 2 or 3 times, so I can knock it out with a boom burst. So I'm like, please be confused. Come on, you know you could be confused. You know you want to. This thing is really chatting you up and it's confusing you, and it doesn't want. Yeah, okay, never mind. It just Dragon Balls me, and my Chatot's finished. So my Chatot did this work of heroically fighting off the Pokemon, even though like the odds are against him. But now this sheep, it looks like it's gonna destroy me because I can't really do much to it. Yeah, I could just snag up all the confusion right now, and I'm like, damn, there goes nail in my coffin because I have basically lost against Godwin. If I got the rocks off earlier, then I could have had a better chance of winning with my Chatot and taking out his Greninja. Not Greninja. The weaker cousin of Greninja, but still as strong, Frogadier. But now, yeah, going back to the battle, Godwin could just Dragon Balls for the win and destroy all my Pokemon this way. And his Shauna Sheep wins against my team. So that was a very good battle, Godwin, as usual. We always have awesome battles. How many folks enjoyed this RU battle? Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And I'll see you folks next time!